Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Code Realize Guardian of Rebirth. And in the last episode, we finished Victor Frankenstein's route, and now we are starting on Saint-Germain this time. He's the last of the initial four. Once I finished him, Lupin will be unlocked and we'll be able to play his route. So I'm quite excited to play Saint-Germain because even before I really started down anybody's route, it was between him and Van Helsing. I love those two so much. So I'm really quite excited to start him. So there's going to be forwarding, of course, during the rehashing parts. I'm not going to reread the same parts. Alright, Saint-Germain, here we come. See, new game. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. And as per usual, we'll take his hand. We have to take his hand for the first choice. When I do Lupin's route, I'll do the refuse and see what text we get for that. Because it's an ending. It's a little extra ending. I don't know if we would see anything interesting or not, but we'll do that on his route. And for once for Saint-Germain, we get to remain defensive when talking to Victor. I'm sorry.
Of course. We've only just met, and I'm sure that I must seem extremely suspicious to you.
I still don't know you well enough. I don't know what Lupin and the others will think.
Well then, I'd like to meet this Lupin fellow and explain the situation to him. And if he agrees, do you think it would be acceptable? Probably not.
Alright, if that's what happens, then I won't object. Come with me, Victor. Yep, all the same at this point. And for this choice, we have to choose to go with Victor. And here we have to keep hiding. And obviously for Saint-Germain's route, we will want Saint-Germain to teach us. I want Saint-Germain to teach me.
What a pleasant surprise. I hope I can be of assistance. You are going to learn about London? He probably knows everything there is to know about this city. He'll be a great guide. I'm sad you didn't choose me, but I guess old Sainty G is not a bad choice. It seems you're well trusted, Count. I have helped these people out with their endeavors on several occasions. If their trust is a result of my having assisted them, it is a source of joy. The Count's not bad in a fight, too. Though he doesn't look it, you'll be safe with him around in case something happens. I see. That's a bit unexpected. I don't mean to offend, but I assumed that the Count wasn't fond of confrontation. Of course, I dislike conflict. However, I'm not so cowardly as to shy away from a fight if the situation calls for one. I'm looking forward to working with you today, Miss Cardia.
Thank you. After breakfast, Saint-Germain and I walk through the London streets. This area seems middle class, as Lupin explained it. There are plenty of people in the streets, and those people are better dressed than those in the poor districts. No, I have to stay alert. I need to remember that there are people after me.
What's the matter? You seem to be trying to look everywhere at once.
I feel as if Twilight might be hiding somewhere.
Twilight is a very competent organization. No matter how hard you look, you'll never catch sight of them.
Are you sure we're safe to walk around in public like this?
No need to fear. As Lupin said, London is filled with people. It's actually more difficult to find one person in this crowd.
Are you sure? Well, if you say so. Where are we going today, Count?
Let's see. We'll walk around as much as we can, and perhaps visit a place that is unique to London.
It sounds like we're just out having fun.
This is part of your training. If you're going to be going out about London, it's important to know the lay of the land. This should make it easier for you to escape, should you be attacked.
Yes, you're right.
Well, let us decide where to go. Where would you rather visit? The poor area or central London?
Oh, I actually have a choice. Going to central London is the best choice, but we're gonna walk around here a little longer first, and then we'll come back to this point and progress from there. Because, I probably won't be coming back here again, so I want to see what happens with this choice. I'd like to stay here for a while. I already saw the port area the other day, and I don't think I'll have much business going to central London. So I think it's important to learn the layout of the city around here better.
That's a very commendable mindset. I agree. I'll tell you about this part of the city as we walk around.
Saint-Germain sets off, and I follow him. I look around the area once again. There are carriages and horses on the street, as well as automobiles shooting out steam. The bright blue sky feels so refreshing, though a group of chimneys reaching up are billowing white smoke.
Outer London expands around and surrounds central London. Outer London is known primarily for the civilian residential area that makes up a large portion of it and its factories. This is the beating heart of the city itself, and can be considered the true London.
I think Lupin said that they produce all the energy needed in the entire city.
And that's exactly right. Isaac's Neo steam engine makes it possible to store steam energy. Because of this, it became possible to retain and transport energy, instead of requiring steam engines everywhere. And thus, it is possible for one location to efficiently produce enough energy to run the whole city. Nowadays, the steam production industry is the most profitable sector of London. Perhaps this is more than the heart of London, but the heart of Britain as a whole.
I see. I tried to sound as if I understand, but I'm already having a hard time keeping up with all the information he's giving me.
Shall we switch games then, and sit down for a meal? I know of a good restaurant in the area.
Let's do that, thank you. I'm thankful to Saint-Germain for his consideration, and I walk with him through the warm sunlight. We weren't really doing anything in particular, but I start to feel at peace. Later on, we walk around London for a while as Saint-Germain leads the way. I feel like I've become very familiar with the geography of the city, but according to Saint-Germain, I have much more to learn. And I think this point is where the story probably joined back up, so I'm gonna go ahead and load. And this time we'll choose Go to Central London. I'd like to go to Central London. I've never been there.
As you wish. Let us proceed to the center of Britain.
He begins walking again, and I follow. After we walk for a while, we arrive at a wide, orderly, open space. There are not many people on the street nearby, and carriages and automobiles pass by us every once in a while. The buildings nearby are all very large mansions. The people around us are wearing well-tailored clothing. I may be imagining it, but it even feels like the air here is cleaner than in Midtown.
This is central London. It's the center of London, of course, but is also the center of Britain. The various political, economic, and diplomatic functionaries are gathered here in this district.
I don't see many people here.
The upper class rarely walk. They mainly go about in carriages or automobiles. The people you see out on the street tend to be servants running errands.
Servants, but they're so well dressed.
The upper class like to show off. Dressing their servants well is a reflection of their own wealth.
I look at Saint-Germain, puzzled. Why don't you use a carriage even though you're a count? You don't have any servants either.
I'm a bit of an oddball. I like to walk on my own 2 feet, and I prefer to run my own errands.
I see. Then I prefer the oddballs.
Aww. It's an honor, my beautiful lady.
Saint-Germain smiles kindly, and we begin to walk again. Later on, yeah, okay, same stuff. I feel like I've become very familiar with the geography of this city, but according to Saint-Germain, I have much more to learn.
London is a vast city. There is a great deal to see, even if we put our objective of learning the layout of the place aside. I'll take you to one such landmark now.
Saint-Germain speaks peacefully, and we continue walking. Wow. I can't help but gasp in surprise. There is a massive river with an immense bridge spanning it. No, it's more like a tower than a bridge. There are many horses and machines traveling on it, just like a normal street. I've never seen a bridge this big.
This is called the Tower Bridge. While Isaac was in charge of London's reconstruction, it said he planned this bridge to serve the expansion of commerce.
My father designed this bridge.
Indeed, he has an amazing amount of talent in a variety of fields, architecture among them. The bridge itself actually moves.
It moves. I don't believe it.
It's true. The bridge is capable of opening in order to allow large ships to pass along the Thames. See there, even as we speak.
I hear a steam whistle out on the river, and I look to see the ship approaching. It's going to crash if it doesn't stop.
No, it won't. Watch closely.
A siren begins to ring on the bridge. When it does, the people crossing it hurriedly get off it. Right before our eyes, the bridge rises among clouds of steam. Wow.
I'm lucky to have seen such a look of surprise on your face.
A while later, we are back on the street, making our way back to the mansion. On the way, I tell Saint-Germain how interesting I found everything that day. The Count listens with a kind expression. Only... Count Saint-Germain, why do you sometimes look so lonely?
Oh, do I? I couldn't possibly be lonely, not with you by my side. Thank you for thinking of me, though.
His smiling face has no trace of the shadow that had crossed it. And here we're supposed to ask Saint-Germain to teach us, and we have already read this though because we had him teach us the second time, the first time around, the first playthrough. So, we'll be skipping that scenario. If you want to see our teaching excursion with him, you can watch the first playthrough. And for this choice, we have to say mysterious. And for the first time, for this playthrough, we have to say we can't decide. I'm sorry, I can't really decide.
There's no need for apologies. The optimal solution does not always lie in forcing yourself to make a decision. I see. I guess this is a bit of a rush, but it definitely is an opportunity for us. Worst case scenario, I'll only take along those who want to come with me.
No, you can't. This involves me, so I cannot be a part of it. That didn't make any sense. And yay, we finally get to check on Saint-Germain in the evening. I'll go help Saint-Germain. Then again, I don't know if he has any preparations to help with. What exactly is his role in this plan anyway? I tried to imagine one, but come up short. Maybe he's like me and hasn't been given a role. He'd be looking around for something to do as well then. I walk around the mansion for a while. I find the Count elegantly sipping tea in his room. That's a nice room.
Ah, Miss Cardia. How was your evening? Not well, I see.
Is it noticeable? I'm having trouble.
I take it that you're nervous. We do have a big mission coming up.
I can't help but smile. Sometimes it seems like Saint-Germain knows my thoughts better than I do. Yes, I think that's it.
Oh, you're so quick to admit it.
It seems pointless to try to hide my true feelings from you.
You overestimate me. But admitting your weakness to me is a sign of trust. That makes me happy. How about some tea? It will help calm you down.
Maybe just a little. Saint-Germain gets up and brings over the tea set. He pours a cup and gently offers it to me. The aroma and rising steam do seem to help me unwind.
Please.
I follow his invitation and take a sip. It does calm me down, thank you.
You're welcome.
I heard you were taking part in the plan too. Aren't you nervous?
Nervous? Well, let's see. I don't think we'll get into any serious trouble, even in the event that we do fail. So I'm not that worried.
We won't get into serious trouble, even though they might try to kill us.
I probably feel so confident because I have such faith in you all. Lupin doesn't fail, and Van Helsing is a gifted warrior. Also, we have Victor's extraordinary knowledge and cautiousness, as well as Impy's excellent technical abilities. With this sort of team, I'd say that it's quite difficult for us to fail. And, if worst comes to worst, there's always me.
You're so confident. Compared to him, I'm...
What about you, Miss Cardia?
He asks me kindly, and I respond honestly. I'm still worried.
Don't worry. Trust in the people that trained you. Even if you can't trust yourself, can't you bring yourself to trust everyone else?
Yes, I can.
That's the spirit, Miss Cardia.
Thank you, Saint-Germain. I do feel better now.
It's nothing. I simply stated what was on my mind.
You're mysterious, but being near you puts me at ease.
I will take that as a compliment.
Of course it was. Count, how can I stay calm like you?
Let's see. I'm sure it will come to you with experience.
Experience?
Yes. As you get older, things tend to surprise you less and less, and you become more centered.
You don't look that old, Count.
Oh, do I look young to you? I'm happy to hear that. I've never seen that expression on his face before. That's a cute smile.
Saint-Germain laughs to himself and takes another sip of tea. Saint-Germain and I talk for a while. By the time the sun is completely set, I feel that my anxiety has gone away. And for this choice, we have to leave the station. And here we have to speak with Saint-Germain. Man, later on I'm gonna have to do an extra video with all little things from Impy's path that I didn't do. And once again, as usual, we have to persuade Dirili, or attempt to at least. Oh, I have to not ask Van Helsing again. I love you, Van Helsing, but it's not meant to be this time around. And here we have to... what do we have to do again? Keep walking down the main street. And for the first time, we have to choose the ... option, so let's see what that does for us this time. In the heat of the moment, I couldn't respond. I don't want to let Victor go, but I can't think of any viable alternatives.
This is a difficult problem. We have no time to sit here and ponder the possibilities. We're currently surrounded. Victor, I reject your idea. Why?
Is it all? Yeah, all the same. It was just a matter of not showing Victor our affection. And here we must choose. I don't really understand. Sorry, Impy. And now I get to prepare for a counterattack and be with my two favorite guys. And this time around, we will follow Saint-Germain with our search amongst our father's old place. Saint-Germain, may I come along with you?
Oh, are you sure you want to accompany me? Well, there is no greater honor than being chosen by you.
I am happy you feel that way.
What's going on here? Why does it feel like you two have suddenly grown closer? You're right. On the other hand, she and you seem to be drifting apart. Lupin, can you refrain from making jokes that hurt my heart like that? Seriously. This group is always so lively, no matter where we are. Now, where shall we go, Miss Cardia?
We leave the others behind and enter one of the rooms along the main hallway. The room is filled with books, documents, and piles of papers, all stacked up and crammed anywhere they can fit. There's so much here. Did my father leave all this behind?
My. It's one problem to have no clues to go on, but having too many is not necessarily a good thing either.
This is going to be tough.
What can we do? Let's start looking through everything and see if any of this information might be of use.
Right. Sometime later, I've read through several reports. Saint-Germain, on the other hand, has been painstakingly going through each document slowly but surely. Thank you, Count.
What's this? I don't believe I've done anything to deserve your thanks.
I feel a little better after you listened to me yesterday.
Yesterday? Don't mention it. I asked because I wanted to.
Thank you anyway.
Alright, I gratefully accept your thanks.
With so many papers, there's no telling how much time it will take to go through everything in this room alone. I'll have to rely on a little bit of intuition. I reach into a pile of documents to randomly pick something. I slip on a sheet of paper and fall. What?
Are you alright?
Just before I hit the ground, the Count catches me. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's nothing. What's more? It seems I found what I've been looking for.
Saint-Germain plucks one document from the fallen pile and smiles faintly while he glances at it.
I see. So that's how it is.
Did you find something?
Just checking some facts. It says nothing of real significance.
He pushes the paper back into the mound of documents before us. Oh, I wanted to see too. It will be too much trouble to search that whole pile for the paper he was reading.
Oh, is that so? I'm sorry. I should have thought to show you.
No, it's fine. Let's look for a while longer, and if we don't find anything, we can go back to the meeting place.
Yes, let's.
Saint-Germain, you look sad.
It's no big deal. I'm just a bit sorrowful about the impermanence of life. There will always come a time to bid farewell.
Saint-Germain turns back to the mountain of papers. I feel he's acting a bit strange, but I begin looking through more documents. And this time Saint-Germain will be the one to come rescue us from this confrontation with our brother. He pulls me towards him, and he's stronger than I imagined he could be. I'm unable to resist, and Finis laughs gleefully at me. Gently, he places his hand against my cheek. Instantly, the sound and smell of burning flesh fill the room. What are you?
That poison really is powerful. Look at my hand, sister. Any normal person would be screaming in pain.
He continues to stroke his hideously burned hand against my face. The melting skin and tissue feel sticky.
Can I ask you something? Do you still consider yourself human after seeing this?
It's as if Finis doesn't feel pain at all. He looks at me with a gentle smile. I'm so afraid and confused that I can barely breathe.
You are not human. You're a monster. A monster created by Father. Let's go, sister. For Father.
No, let go.
Oh, so it's just the same scene, but we don't get the intervention from the extra party. No, it's not over yet. Finis will continue to be the cause of destruction in a very true sense.
As always, his voice has a softness to it.
Now, let's all get away from here. I'm sure Twilight will continue to hound us until Finis' death becomes widely known. We need to locate a different exit and let Lupin and the others know.
Saint-Germain looks at me with a gentle expression. If we had been back at the mansion and he was drinking tea as always, it would have been warm and welcoming. But here, now, he is standing over Finis' body and surrounded by the corpses of those who couldn't quite become what I am.
Well, what's the matter, Miss Cardia? This way.
He's acting so normal in such an abnormal situation. It scares me.
Are you afraid of me, Miss Cardia?
He sounds defeated, as if his emotions have faded. The weakness in his voice makes me turn. But when I look at him, all I see is the unchanging, ever-present smile that the Count of Saint-Germain always wears.
So many extraordinary things are happening at once. It's natural to feel confusion or bewilderment. Were I in your shoes, I would certainly be afraid of me as well. But, believe me, as I stand here in this very moment, the only thing driving me is the need to protect you.
His smile widens slightly as he slowly takes my hand.
Let's go. There's no reason for us to tarry here any longer.
Yes. I look up and see countless versions of me that never were. They have no expression on their faces and simply stare out blankly. For some reason, they look sad to me. What am I? If what Finis said is true, and I was created by Father, then why? For what purpose was I made? Finis. I wonder if he was like me, or was he something else entirely? The only person who knows that is dead. I walk over to him and gently close his eyelids. The least I can do for him is a send-off. And this is where we try to sneak out of the mansion alone, and I'm going to end the first video right there. From here on is Saint-Germain's exclusive route, so it should be all new material. So anyway, I hope to see you in my future videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.